So picture this. It's 1953, Eisenhower's in office, color TV is brand new, and Chevrolet drops something that makes even the rich guys with foreign sports cars do a double take. The Corvette rolls out looking like nothing America's ever built before. Pure American attitude on wheels, and you know what? Almost 70 years later, these machines still make people stop in their tracks. Chevy wasn't playing around when they built their classics. From those muscle cars that own the quarter mile to big family haulers that changed the game, Chevrolet has some serious bragging rights. Today, we're counting down the absolute best of the best. The 10 Chevy classics that still have you checking your bank account and scanning the classified ads at 2 a.m. From those early roadsters that screamed adventure to the muscle cars packing fire-breathing V8s that could melt the tires right off the rims, these are the top 10 Chevy classics that showed the world what Detroit was really capable of. So let's dive in. Number 10, the 1914 Chevrolet Royal Mail Roadster. Let's kick things off with the grandfather of Chevy performance, the 1914 Royal Mail Roadster. Now, when most cars looked like fancy horse carriages, Chevy built something that belonged on a racetrack. Long hood, round headlights, short rear deck, the open cockpit with its folding top gave drivers that raw, wind-in-your-face experience people still chase today. They even put the fuel tank behind the seats. Definitely wouldn't fly with today's safety standards, but this wasn't about being practical. The Royal Mail was Chevy's first real shot at making something thrilling, and they nailed it. Number 9, the 1936 Chevrolet Suburban. Fast forward to 1936. Chevy gambles on something completely new. The Suburban, not just another car. They invented the SUV decades before we even called them that. The Suburban name has outlasted every other American vehicle model. Almost 90 years and still going strong. This beast seated 8 people comfortably, but what really sets it apart was the all-metal body when everyone else used wood panels. They sold it for just $685. For the price of a used car today, you could buy what would become the blueprint for every SUV that followed.
It's pretty wild.
Number 8, the 1955 Chevrolet Bel Air Sport. The 55 Bel Air is the 1950s on wheels. Two-tone paint, miles of chrome, pure American confidence. Chevy advertised this car as the car for the hot ones, and it lived up to the hype. What made it perfect was how it did everything well. V8 power under the hood, gorgeous chrome and stainless trim outside, pure class inside with options like power steering and AC that were usually only in luxury cars. For collectors, the 55 Bel Air hits the sweet spot. Beautiful, powerful, and still attainable.
Improved GM energy-absorbing steering column, new side marker lights. Impala 68.
Number 7, the 1968 Chevrolet Impala. So here's the deal with the 68 Impala. While everyone was obsessing over those Camaros and Chevelles, Chevy did something crazy. They stuffed that fire-breathing 427 engine into their full-size family cruiser. Not the wimpy 427 either. The monster with the solid lifter cam pumping out 425 horses. Grandpa's sedan just got really interesting. Now, you know what's nuts about the Impala? Chevy sold over 711,000 of them alone in 1968. That's more than some car companies sell across the entire lineup today. People wanted that perfect mix of comfort, size, and when they checked the right option boxes, scary straight-line speed. This was the sleeper of the muscle car era, the car nobody saw coming until all they saw were taillights.
Serious piece of equipment. These aren't cars that you drive passively. You can put one hand on the wheel and tool down the road.
Number 6, the 1969 Chevrolet Camaro. Ford thought they had the pony car market locked up with the Mustang. Then the 69 Camaro rolled onto the scene and changed everything. Ask any Chevy guy about first-gen Camaros and they'll tell you 69 was the one. The styling was perfect. Mean, low, wide stance, like it was ready to pounce. What makes the 69 so special is you could make it whatever you wanted. Order it as a cruiser with a straight 6 for picking up dates, or go full psycho with the big block and make Corvette owners nervous. Those hidden headlights on the RS package, pure automotive sex appeal.
Incredibly, it's also a truck. It still has 800 pounds of cargo capacity, double wall construction where it counts.
Number 5, the 1970 Chevrolet El Camino SS. The El Camino is what happens when someone asks, what if we cut the back half off a Chevelle and made it a truck? Honestly, it shouldn't work, but the 1970 SS version took this weird experiment and turned it into a legend. Think about how brilliant this thing is. You tell your wife it's practical, honey, I can haul stuff, but then you order it with the big block and suddenly you're running 13-second quarter miles with lumber in the back. It's business in the front, party in the back, the original automotive mullet. These things have a cult following today because they're just so perfectly weird. It's not quite a car, but they're not quite a truck either.
That was the first time. That was when GM finally relaxed its rule about putting big motors in their intermediate sedans.
Number 4, the 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 454. Now, if muscle cars had a Mount Rushmore, the 1970 Chevelle SS 454 would be Washington's spot. This is it. This is the pinnacle. Chevy claimed 450 horsepower from the LS6 version, but everyone knows that was BS. Magazines dynoed these things closer to 500. It was the nuclear option in the muscle car wars, but what made the Chevelle perfect was its size. The Camaro was a bit tight inside, the Impala was a boat, the Chevelle was just right. Room for friends, but still nimble enough to throw around, and that body style was pure muscle car porn. Aggressive without trying too hard. Now, for a lot of die-hard gearheads, this is still the only one they'd pick if they could have any classic Chevy. That's a high watermark before the party ended.
Think of a single person on this planet who would walk out to a garage, see a split-window Corvette, and go, nah, I don't think so.
Number 3, the 1963 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray split window. Sometimes perfection only happens once. The 63 Vette with that legendary split rear window, Chevy only made it for 1 year. By 1964, they ditched the split window because some people complained about visibility. This wasn't just another Corvette, this was the first ever production Corvette coupe. Those peaked fenders, that long nose, the bob tail, nothing on American roads looked like this. Everything about it screamed special. The interior had this twin cowl dash that made you feel like you were piloting something more exotic than a Chevy. The split window wasn't just a design quirk, it was automotive art.
Feel the performance of the world's first computer-activated manual transmission.
Number 2, the 1984 Chevrolet Corvette. After 15 years of the same Corvette body style, Chevy knew they needed something revolutionary. The 1984 Corvette delivered, so different it might as well have been from another planet. Chevy even skipped the entire 1983 model year just to get it right. The C4 Corvette brought America's sports car into the modern era. Digital dash, proper handling, sleek lines that sliced through the air. Under the hood, the 5.7-liter small block made 205 horsepower. Not earth-shattering by today's standards, but in 1984 with its lightweight design, it was more than enough to keep European sports car owners looking nervously in their mirrors. The 1984 Corvette proved American engineering could create a world-class sports car without copying anyone else's homework.
It's tremendous resources back of the job of designing and building a sports car to uphold American leadership in every field of transportation.
Number 1, the 1953 Chevrolet Corvette. The top spot could only belong to the car that started it all, the original, the legend, the 1953 Corvette. Chevy built just 300 of these first-year models, all polo white with red interiors. When this thing debuted, it looked like nothing else in America, like it came from some alternate universe where practical didn't matter. The first Corvette was all about style. Toothy grille, rocket ship taillights, open cockpit for two. The performance didn't quite match the looks at first. That came later with the small block V8, but this was Chevy saying, we can build something beautiful too. Not just family cars and trucks, something to make you dream. What makes the 53 Vette so special is what it represents. This car launched an American icon that spanned 8 generations and almost 70 years. The Corvette would go on to dominate racing, set records, and earn a place among the world's greatest sports cars, but it all started with this revolutionary design in 1953. The most significant and desirable classic Chevrolet ever created. So which of these Chevy legends would you most want in your garage? The raw power of the Chevelle SS454? That stunning split-window Corvette? Or maybe the category-defying El Camino? Drop a comment below and let us know which one gets your motor running. And if you're into automotive history like this, hit that subscribe button and check out our other videos about the most incredible classics ever built. Until next time, keep those classics alive, and we'll see you on the open road.